This female narco sent a shocking message to America after her death sentence, and it's worrying everyone. Fernandez Valencia. Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia worked closely with one of El Chapo's sons until her arrest in 2016, doing logistics and money laundering work for the Sinaloa cartel. During her sentencing, she expressed remorse to her children. In her own words, "I want to take advantage of this opportunity to ask forgiveness from my children, my family." Emma Ispero. Emma Colonel Ispero, wife of the dangerous drug lord El Chapo, dabbled her hand in her husband's business and reaped the consequences. She was arrested in 2021 for her role in aiding his attempted prison escape and other charges. In Spanish, Emma begged the judge not to allow her daughters to grow up without her. La Madrina, Luz Irene Campos, dubbed La Madrina, ran a well-oiled drug trafficking business, trafficking cocaine and methamphetamine into the U.S. from 1997 to 2017. Before she was sentenced to 22 years in prison, court documents noted that her two sons were murdered as a warning from the Sinaloa cartel not to expose them. She couldn't say goodbye. Jessica Oseguera, daughter of CJNG cartel leader Jessica Johanna Oseguera, was convicted for violating the kingpin law and conducting illegal business. She had followed in her father's footsteps and was remorseful for it, especially to her kids. In a letter to the judge, Jessica wrote, "Not being able to hug them, smell them, it hurts a lot." Rosalina Valencia, wife of Mexico's most wanted man El Mencho and CJNG's finance chief. Rosalina Valencia was well involved in the family drug trafficking business right from childhood. She was arrested in 2018, and during her trial, she asked for her family to leave the courtroom because she didn't want them to think of her as a criminal. Valerie Gaitan, cartel wife. Valerie Gaitan was convicted for hiding millions in drug money tied to El Chapo's Sinaloa cartel. According to reports, she stashed $2.3 million in secondhand furniture. During her sentencing hearing, the cartel wife had a few things to say to her family. "I just want to apologize to everyone that was involved." Titzvia Cole, alleged high-ranking member of the Sinaloa cartel, Titzvia Cole was convicted and sentenced for her connection to a methamphetamine trafficking case. Police also believed she had a hand in the shooting death of Julio Gonzalez, but she hasn't been convicted yet. Throughout her court proceedings, Cole frequently turned to her family, blowing them kisses. Marlorie Russell, Guatemalan socialite and businesswoman Marlorie Shaken Russell, operated one of Central America's most prolific drug trafficking networks. Dubbed Queen of the South, her reign was known around the world until she turned herself in to the U.S. authorities in 2014. Sources claimed her decision to turn herself in was from pressure from her family. Marisol Macias. Marisol Macias, a journalist and editor who posted about cartel activities online, got a different kind of sentencing. She was decapitated by Los Zetas in September 2011 for stepping on the wrong person's toes. A note to her family was reportedly left by her body that referenced some of her online posts. Mary Valencia. Mary Valencia de Ortiz was all women inclusive. Nicknamed La Senora, she was a prominent Colombian drug trafficker and operated a women-only drug trafficking operation. Sources claim that she used only mothers and made sure they employed their daughters. During her sentencing, suspected cartel members allegedly testified against her to get a lighter sentence. La Chata. Lola La Chata was a key figure in the drug trade. She was arrested at least 7 times, using her connections to escape justice, before she was finally convicted in 1957. At her sentencing, La Chata claimed her 2 daughters didn't have any hand in her crimes, noting that she was the only one responsible. Griselda Blanco. The godmother of cocaine, Griselda Blanco was a force to be reckoned with from the 1970s to the 1980s. She orchestrated a multi-billion-dollar cocaine trafficking operation covering Colombia and major U.S. cities like Miami and New York. Griselda was sentenced to 15 years in prison. In an emotional moment, she said, "The most important part of my life are my sons." La Katrina. At 21 years old, Maria Lopez Esquivel, dubbed La Katrina, was already linked to a 2019 massacre that killed 13 Michoacan soldiers. The young hitwoman was known for organizing executions until she became the victim of one. Before she could face trial, she was killed. Unconfirmed reports claimed her last words were, "She didn't want to die."